All right, so today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take a simple online ad and we're going to break it down. Now, just to be clear, this isn't about whether astrology is real or not. That's not the point. We're actually using this ad as a perfect case study to see how persuasion works. How a message is built piece by piece to really connect with you and get you to do something. So let's pull back the curtain and see how it all works.
Okay, so the first thing you see is this: Best Astrologer in New Jersey. Wow. That is an incredibly bold and confident claim right out of the gate. It's not a suggestion, right? It's a declaration. And it's designed to do two things, like instantly. First, grab your attention, and second, establish this position of just total authority before you even have a chance to doubt it.
So they've got your attention. What's next? Well, every single effective persuasive message starts with a promise. And as you're about to see, this isn't just any promise. It's kind of the ultimate one.
And boom, there it is. The ad offers to help you uncover your destiny. Think about that. It's not offering to, just tell you about your week or who you're going to date. No. It's about your destiny. This is honestly a masterstroke. It just elevates the whole thing from a simple reading to this epic, life-altering journey. And it taps right into that deep, deep human question we all have. What am I here for? What's my purpose?
Okay, but let's be real. A huge promise like uncovering your destiny, that can feel pretty abstract, can it? A little vague? So the next move in this persuasive playbook is to connect that huge idea to the real concrete problems that, people actually worry about every single day.
And what's so smart is that the ad knows what you're thinking. It's like it anticipates your next thought, which is probably something like, okay, destiny is cool and all, but what about my actual problems right now? So it poses that exact question, framing it around life's most challenging issues, and then it immediately gives you the answers.
And here they are: marriage, business, love, health. What's so brilliant about this list is just how universal these things are. Think about it. These 4 buckets, they pretty much cover every major source of stress, anxiety, and hope in a person's life. By just listing these 4, the ad makes itself instantly relevant to pretty much anyone who sees it. Okay, so let's recap. We've got this huge, grand promise, your destiny, and it's now connected to these very real problems. The next piece of the puzzle, obviously, is the how, right? How is this going to happen? How will this service actually solve these big issues? Well, the ad lays out a really clear, tangible toolkit.
And just look at this. It's a 3-step process: horoscopes, palmistry, and spiritual counseling. These are laid out like concrete tools. It's a practical, step-by-step method for dealing with those huge life problems we just talked about. And what that does is it makes the whole thing feel doable. It feels structured and achievable, not just like some vague idea.
Okay, and this brings us to the absolute core of the strategy. Because look, making big promises and showing off your tools, that's one thing. But getting people to actually believe you, that's a whole other ballgame. And this is where the language comes in. Very specific, carefully chosen words designed to build trust and make it all sound credible. So, the big question is, how do they do it? How does this ad actually build that trust with just a few words? Let's break down the exact vocabulary it uses to get past our skepticism and make us feel like this is the real deal.
Well, it starts with the most direct word you could possibly use: trusted. This is so interesting because the word itself doesn't offer any proof. It just tells you how to feel. It's a psychological shortcut, right? It's trying to plant that seed of trustworthiness in your brain right from the start.
Then you get this word expert. And this is a little different. It shifts the focus from just a feeling, like trust, to an actual qualification. See, an expert isn't just someone who does something, they're a master of it. This word is all about positioning them as a super knowledgeable professional, someone with real authority.
And this one is absolutely critical: accurate. Because if you're someone looking for this kind of guidance, what's your number one fear? That it's all going to be wrong, right? The word accurate hits that fear head on. It promises that the results will be correct and reliable, which is exactly what a potential customer needs to hear.
And here's where it gets really clever. The ad doesn't just pick one of these words, it layers them. It stacks them up. You get consultant, specialist, expert astrologer, most trustworthy astrologer. It's like a barrage of authority. This technique, it's called stacking, and it's designed to just reinforce that message of expertise over and over again until it creates this overwhelming feeling of, wow, this person must really know their stuff.
All right, so we've got the promise, the problems it solves, the tools to solve them, and the language that builds trust. There's just one final piece missing. And that's how you turn someone who's just kind of interested into someone who actually reaches out. This is the call to action. It's the bridge that gets you from just reading to actually doing something.
Just look at how beautifully simple this is. On one side, you have these massive, life-changing promises. Uncover your destiny. Get solutions. On the other side, you have these incredibly simple, easy actions. Visit, mail, contact us. The ad creates this super clear, easy-to-follow path from this huge, abstract goal to a simple click or a phone call. It's brilliant.
And just to make that path even smoother, they give you options. A Google Maps link if you want to visit in person, an email address, a phone number. This is classic marketing 101. The goal is to remove every possible barrier, every excuse you might have not to get in touch. By making it this easy, they maximize the chances that someone who's interested will actually take that final step.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? The formula is actually really clear and it's incredibly powerful. You find a deep, universal problem that people have, you offer a simple, easy-to-understand solution, and then you wrap that whole package in the language of trust and authority. I'm telling you, once you see this structure, you'll start seeing it everywhere.
And that kind of brings us to our final thought for today. As you're going about your week, start looking at the ads and messages you see all around you and ask yourself this one question. What is the big promise being made here, and what is the simple solution actually being offered? Because understanding the difference between those two, well, that's the key to really seeing how this whole persuasive world we live in actually works.